I wanted to make a quick video to talk about one, to try to continue my exercise of being able to monologue. I suffer, I think, from verbal fluency. I think I said that in my last video, but I would like to overcome that if I can. So I wanted to talk about a condition that I developed back in the beginning of 2012. In late 2011, I got really serious about losing weight. I set my mind that I don't know, I caught hold of the thought that a person could reasonably lose a pound a week. And if I could lose a pound a week, well, that's 52 pounds in a year. And I thought, well, how would my life be different if I was carrying around 52 pounds less off my frame? And then I thought, well, wait a minute, what if I lose 2 pounds a year? Or 2 pounds a week? I thought, well, okay, how would my life be different if I could lose 104 pounds in a year? How would my life be different if I had 104 pounds off my frame? So, for some reason, that thought really motivated me. You know, a year, that's just one trip around the sun. So I thought, okay, I'm going to get serious, and I'm going to burn the candle on both ends. I'm going to limit my calories. I'm going to learn everything I can learn about what the right thing to eat is and the right exercise is. And I got very, very serious and very fanatical. And my wife could attest to how fanatical I am to this day. I still track everything I eat. I log it all into a mobile app, and I monitor what I eat. And I also exercise, and I monitor the calories that I burn from my exercise, just to try to keep the weight off. I knew that there were certain side effects to losing weight too quickly. I didn't know exactly what those were. I thought maybe that the only side effect was that I would bounce back, so I would lose the weight and bounce back up to my previous weight. I thought, well, I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. I found out there is one. So I lost from the end of October to roughly end of January the following year, 2012. I had lost about 75 pounds. I started out around 295 and ended up around 220 by the end of January. So I lost a significant amount of weight, very short amount of time. What I had learned from that experience, the only side effect that I had was I developed what is called Patulous Eustachian tubes. So your Eustachian tubes connect the back of the ear to the back of your throat, and they are used essentially to depressurize or to equalize pressure between your throat and your nasal cavity. Between your nasal cavity and your ears. Ordinarily, those Eustachian tubes remain closed. When they are open, and for most people they're open just a brief amount of time to equalize the pressure, and then they close back up. But when they are open, any sounds that are going on inside your body can be heard basically on the back of your eardrums. And in fact, the way that a ENT will diagnose whether you have patulous eustachian tubes is they'll stick a scope in your ear and they'll have you breathe in and out. And if they can see your eardrum pulsating as you breathe, they know that your eustachian tubes are open. So mine do that. It's an irritating dysfunction. It's not curable, apparently. There are temporary fixes that you can do. I've gone into an ENT. I went into an ENT this is back when I didn't know anything about it. Actually it was the the PA came in the room and stuck a scope up my nose and immediately goes, "Oh, you have a deviated septum." And so when the ENT came in the room, they said, "Oh, well, you have a deviated septum," and I'm like, "Well, I'm kind of here for this other problem." And he's like, "Well, you really should get that deviated septum fixed, and while we're in there fixing that, we'll inject some collagen in your eustachian tubes to close those up." And he told me, of course, that was only going to be temporary. That as soon as the collagen leached out over time, that I'd be back to having the same problem. To be honest, I think this is the negative side of me, or the skeptic in me. I think that he was looking for some way to have the insurance pay for something they would pay for, and then also get the eustachian tube injected with collagen at the same time. That's my guess, because I got the surgery. I had the collagen injected into my ear, and I really didn't see much difference. Incidentally, I thought maybe I would share a picture of me before. Here's me before, and here's me after. Anyways, so moving on, the side effects of a patulate eustachian tubes are the following. So, like I said, the sounds inside your body, you can hear them. When I'm sitting quietly at my desk working on the computer, I can hear my heartbeat. I can actually count how many beats per minute if I wanted to. If I had a watch, I can easily. I don't have to put my finger on my pulse. I can count them if it's quiet, because I can hear my heartbeat in my ear. When you breathe in and out, to someone with patulate eustachian tubes, it sounds like Darth Vader, at least in the inside of your ear. When you're talking, there's kind of an echo in your head. Imagine, one way I've heard that seems to be pretty accurate is if you put a bucket over your head and talked. That's kind of what it sounds like to have patulate eustachian tubes. It feels like you're constantly congested. You want to clear, you want to pop your ears. It really doesn't help. You'll see me do kind of a Tourette-esque type thing where I go like that. Again, it's just in an effort to try to get them to change position, if you will. It's a frustrating thing. It's not curable, apparently. I've seen different doctors. I've seen people. I follow. I'm in a Facebook group, a patulous eustachian tube Facebook group, where someone will announce that they've got the surgery and it fixed everything. And if you wait long enough, eventually they'll come back and they'll comment on their own post that, okay, it's back. So it can be a little depressing when you're talking to someone, having a quiet conversation. Sometimes your internal sounds are competing with the external sounds, so you may have a hard time hearing them. When it gets really bad, you have a hard time talking, because imagine talking with earphones on and a microphone, and there's just a slight delay between you talking and you hearing the sound, and so it's almost a bit of an echo. So that can be very frustrating, very hard to have a monologue like this. Right now, it's okay. It's not as bad as it's been earlier today. It was much worse. Caffeine makes it worse. Like I'm going to quit that. So, yeah, if it really bothered me that much, I'd probably quit caffeine. But it doesn't fix the problem. It just simply alleviates the problem. So caffeine solves a lot of problems. So I think I'll stick with the caffeine. Sorry, my weakness. Anyways, thought I'd share this bit of my life with you. It's my cross to bear. It's a small cross. The weight is definitely much better off. I would much rather suffer with patulate eustachian tubes than with carrying around the weight I was carrying around. I am down to just below 200, maybe 200. So I'm 95 pounds away from where I was in 2011. That's great. I mean, my BMI is normalized, just right at the top of normal. If anything, apparently according to the BMI charts, if anything over 205, and I'm in the dangerous zone, or overweight zone. But anyways, I'm in the normal zone. I love the energy I have. I would love to get down to, I'm about 18% body fat. I would love to get down to 15 if I could. That's a struggle. I do like to eat like anyone else. I've just changed what I eat. I don't think I eat a whole lot less or more or less. I just changed what I eat. Of course I eat less. Ate less. Over the last 3 months, I bounced up to 240, and so I really pushed hard since August of last year to get back down, and I'm back down to 200. I was really doing a restrictive calorie diet. I don't recommend this, by the way. Have more patience than I did. You lose weight. They say 1.5 pounds is safe, 1.5 pounds a week at the most. I was up to 3.5 pounds on some weeks, where I was losing weight that much a week. So again, one of the side effects of rapid weight loss is potential patulous eustachian tubes. So be safe. Don't lose weight too quick. If you'd be interested in knowing more details about what diet I did and how I did it, one of the things I will testify of is I was never really hungry. I just simply watched what I ate. I religiously logged everything I ate, counted up all of my calories. I got so fanatical, I even carried around a pocket scale at one point. It's a long story, but anyways, if you want to lose weight, you have to be serious about it. I know for some people it's harder than others, so I won't pretend that everyone can do it just because I did it. But anyways, hope that you enjoyed this message. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Like and subscribe. Thank you very much.